It's a very funny question, first of all. I'm a British. Actually, more than British, I am actually a human. And I'm a member of Earth. And the species, everybody walks on Earth. So you can say I'm British, I'm Indian. The most of all, I consider myself as a human. I've been in the UK for over 7 years, but I arrived around March 2005. As my teacher said to me, you go to the West and learn from the West. I did learn a great deal here. And when I learned, I called him one day and he said, doesn't matter. If you understood what my message was, you can be anywhere. And place does not matter for if you come from really inside. As long as you're looking at external peace or external joy, place does matter. The external peace or external awareness is very limited and very short. It does not stay a long time with you. And if you get it from inside, the place is just only the place. It can be anywhere, Himalayas or London or America or South Africa or anywhere. It's just a state of you. It's not the state of the place matters. When I close my eyes, feels like I've been practicing yoga since I was a kid. And I was a small kid, didn't have much strong memory of me going outside on my own. So I probably was very restricted to stay at home because kids does not leave late nights. So I used to watch my grandfather practicing. I used to peek what he's practicing. And nobody allowed to go near him. We had quite a big courtyard. He used to practice in the back of the house and sometime late in the evenings. And I used to watch under my duvet, so what he's practicing. And he saw me a few times, but he ignored it. But one day when he was practicing in the morning, he called me, put the blanket next to him, and start giving me some more interest. And start explaining some other postures and start teaching me. That's how my interest grew. And I'm very grateful that I had a great teacher. And since I'm very kid, very small childhood, as they bred it, it's like it got into my system. Even I went to university, colleges, I never left the practice of yoga or the meditation. It's like the practice in India or through my grandfather was not to expose outside, it was part of your life. The way you find your inner existence, find the peace, the way you live your life. So it's like it become a system of my life. I practice every day. There's not much change in education or anything, but I just always lived. I was living up in the Vrindavan at the time in my college, in studying in graduation. There's some people from Australia, somebody from Israel, they came along and they were ill, and somebody had back problem, and somebody had the headache all the time whenever they can get it. And I was practicing yoga, and then they asked me if I can help them. I said yes, obviously I can help them. And when I taught them, they got better. And then I didn't teach them professionally, like they're making money out of it, but I would start helping other people. Was for me, it was keeping yoga was very secret for me. It was part of my inner existence because something is very special to you, very precious to you. You don't want to expose to the public. So I kept it within me and very close to me. Nobody even see me that I'm practicing yoga because I find a quiet moment when nobody watch and you practice. Then I was up in the Rishikesh. There was a lady from Canada. I'm very grateful for her for a certain extent. And I was teaching for free in one of the ashram, morning and evening classes. He said to me, you don't have much income for yourself. And some days you stay without food. And why don't you teach one commercial class? You charge people in the morning and in the evening class you can teach for free. So that's how my starting to the people for exchange of some energy started. I give my time, they exchange some of the energy. That's how it started on a commercial level, you can say. Yoga in the West is a very extreme and very fanatic and categorized. And also, it's like the groups of people practice particular different type, and many factors have been created. Like the commercial aspect of yoga is like the brand, but in India, yoga is integrated into their life. People do not even know that they are practicing yoga. Here, people just go for yoga only for 1.5 hours. They are in the yoga mood in form of exchange. They want to like replace something, or they want to run away from something. The many other practices of yoga have been practiced in India. They are like they accept rather than replacing, rather than like the running away from it. They try to blend into it. But now the everywhere things are different. Even in India, people also start categorizing yoga, also start branding yoga. So everywhere capitalization on yoga is taking place. Neither is good or bad. It just depends how we approach it. If we're gonna kill the root of it, making so many hybrids of it, rather than leaving it to the root, the purity of it, without making too many twists in it. For example, you cannot do something, you bring something else into it, make your own hybrid. But what happened? Yoga is not only the stretches. Yoga is not only like the moving your arms and legs. It works on endocrine system. It works in a system. It has its own system that affects your neurological system, as well as your physical body and your mental body. That's how you get mentally affected. And peace and calm arrive not because you're moving your body. You move your body all day long. Nothing happens. But if you move it in a system, you move it in the sequence to affect your system. That's different. Try to stay with the roots. And when you practice, don't force yourself. Don't compete with anybody else. Just enjoy whatever you are able to do it. If you can accept yourself on the mat, you can also accept in the life. That can give you the totally balance. You probably will not be fighting to replace it continuously. Yoga have changed me tremendously. It have given me my self-awareness. It make me realize that how arrogant I was before, and how big spiritual ego I also had when I was even practicing yoga from childhood. I even had a spiritual ego. Never mind, I was very ambitious, like on many levels. Some people might still say that I'm still ambitious, or that I still have an ego. It does not bother. What is important to me now is what people see as an ego is my self-awareness. And I have found a center in myself. I do not look any more validation or recognition. It is a sense of self-presence, self-awareness, and the self-worth, what we can say. And many things took place in my life. I have found every time to find my balance and stay at my center. So when anything happens, I can go anywhere. I don't lose my center. Even I felt like the people say, "Oh, you get aggressive or angry sometime." It's very fake. It's just to make sure the people do not enter into certain criteria of the life. Kriya Yoga is a moving. The something is moving. The continuity or the process or something is happening. By practicing Kriya Yoga, you actually become aware what you are transforming inside your body. Where is things are taking place? in your mental body, or is it physical body, or in a subtle body? Or are you moving from one layer of your consciousness to another layer of consciousness on spiritual terms? On physical terms, is a very strong practice for your stamina, physical stamina, mental stamina. Same time gives you the cardiovascular strength for your diaphragm. Also works on your sukshma sarira, your subtle body, or your pranamaya kosha. So that is Kriya Yoga. Power Yoga is to develop and find your inner strength. And using the breath and the counterforce muscles in the body, rather than just like forcing just to push, but you find a strength within the body to develop the strength. Science of relaxation. I worked very closely with one of my greatest and the loveliest teacher I ever had. But he's not with me today, sadly. I do miss some time talking to him. It took me 3 years to convince him to teach me. I had to go every day. I can just sit down. He can just talk nothing. He continued doing what he's doing. But in the end, after 3 years, he asked me, what did I learn one day? I said, I have learned the patience. He said to me, that is the meditation. It's not patience you learn. The patience is the meditation. Meditation is the patience. Then we practice, he started teaching me. He was very much a Tantra teacher. Not Tantra in the West, but a proper Tantra, Shiva Sutras. He said, this is too old. Then we put some things together. We bring something from yoga and Shiva Sutras together. And we restructure it together. The old practice people used to do it to suit the modern society, the modern lifestyle. And that can affect mentally as well as physically, not only on a energy or soul, but people are very much in touch with the third dimension as well. That's what needs to be transformed, the third dimension. And it works on sanskaras. It works on your unused energy that trapped in your system or around your soul, that you are not able to see yourself anymore. Your true nature, the true potential yourself. Either you live 25% or 30%, your 50% or 75% or certain percentage of energy is trapped into your unused emotions. Or if they left too long, they become sanskar, the pattern of your nature. So just freeing yourself from there, when you become 100% yourself, the only way you can relax yourself when you are full, when you are complete. The science of relaxation gives you that ability to be inside you and with you, the function from your own center rather than taking from somebody else. The mind is a third dimension. Your relations are third dimension. Your energy in the lower three chakra is third dimension. Your needs are third dimension. That's what need to understand, not your soul. Once you understand that, soul automatically comes. Soul is already there. The spirit is already there. You are already enlightened. What is trapping you, the rubbish around you? Well, rubbish doesn't come from higher dimension, it comes from third dimension. So understanding that what is surrounded you will give you what is inside you. So we are all surrounded by third dimension. So is your soul is surrounded in the body with the third dimension, to understanding the senses, the nature, and going into the deep of your center, you can actually understand who you are. Living and integrating the ancient practices or the yoga or philosophy or whatever you like to call it into the modern society in the 21st century is not actually that difficult. It's very simple. The old practices also recognize the nature as well as your spirit. They never created faction that one cannot exist without other. So they were already combined together. But what happened nowadays? We live such a framework of the mind. We just want only one, not the other. We just want to chase. We want to hold the stick from one end. The one we get tired of this, we immediately jump to other side because we want the balance. But it's not the yoga is about. Yoga is about hold the stick from the middle, so you have both ends. It does not drop from either side. The ancient practice is all that about. But we can still apply all of them into the daily life, even modern days. What needs to be changed is the perception and how we view our life and ourselves. So try to hold yourself from middle, because we do not function from our own being. We function from a external or from outside perspective. How that suits society, not how is it going to be beneficial for me. The once we start seeing the world or our own life through our own eyes, the ancient practice also comes into the place as well. The one selfish can be just very arrogant, and also it can be like the very contained, like the only just me. But when I say the my way, you're seeing the world same time as yourself through your eyes. There is a compassion. There is a love. Until we find ourselves and try to see the world, that is a selfish. Once you find yourself inside the self, you become self-aware. Then you see the world with your own eyes, with self-awareness, not with the selfishness. So we try to see the world from my perspective. Everybody does. Everybody is doing it. But because they don't know what selfishness is. When you become aware of the self, when you own yourself, then you can see the world. You will have different perspective to it. There will be a sense of love there. There will be a sense of compassion there, because you are not coming from the place of attack or invasion. You're coming from place of the openness, because you are eternally, absolutely open. How often I practice yoga and meditation? Meditation approximate is just a way of life. The way I live is different. And yoga, I teach a couple of classes. And my personal practice approximates 3 to 4 hours. And meditation. So I does not do anything else other than what I have done in this DVD. So I teach yoga, practice myself, eat when I'm hungry, practice when I feel like it, meditate when I need it, and I go for a walk when my mind tells me to just go for a walk. It's a very simple way of life. It's not. I do not have a robotic rules. My time is that time. I must practice. I do not create a set frame of mind. I just live. And I hope you enjoy the practices you see in this DVD, or any further coming DVDs, or however you like to relate to it. Thank you.